What's up, y'all? This is the Curious One, and we're kicking it at the ugly table. We're gonna take a look at a new figure tonight. We have the Marvel Legends Spider-Man retro card, Spider-Armor MK1, and this is wave something of the retro cards, whatnot. So, nice big window. Got the Mark 1 Spidey armor. Got some web slats. Got some hands there. Gotta tell you, I am disappointed that there is no wall crawling hands, because it's not like you can just grab any, black wall crawling hands and put them on there, because they're not gonna have the armor. You know what I'm saying? Every Spider-Man, I think, needs all three sets of hands. As I've said before, whoever's responsible for sending the Spider-Man out the door without all three hands really deserves to be drug out behind the building and just beaten with rubber hoses, because they should know better by now. Joking, of course. Kind of. So yeah, let's look at the card. We got a Spidey Man up here. We got the Marvel Comics. Got a 4+. Got some really nice old school looking art. Spider-Armor MK1. Down here we got Do Not Feed It to Small Children. On the back we got another Spidey Man. Got the same art from the front. Got a thing showing you that you can change out the hands, although it's not very it is what it is, you know what I'm saying? Got a short write-up in a bunch of different languages. Here it's showing all the figures from the wave. Now, as of right now, I do have this figure. I have the Ben Reilly, I have the Hobgoblin, and I have the Shocker in hand. I did have a case of all of them, with 2 additional of these figures pre-ordered. The reason being that they're on this body, and that's my preferred body for Spider-Man. So I ordered 2 extra. I ordered 1 extra of each as kind of like a boycott, hoping that other people will do the same. And they'll see, like, hey, these bodies with all 3 sets of hands sell better than any of our other Spider-Man, and then kind of adjust and start sculpting on everything Spider-Man on that body and giving us all 3 hands. Hopefully that'll happen. Probably not, because it's just cheaper to use the bodies that they already have, you know what I'm saying? So where was I? Right up that okay, so where I had these figures from, pre-ordered from, they still haven't given me ETA on them. So I did find them on Amazon for relevant price, or decent price. Not only that, but like next day delivery, right? I found the Ben Reilly. Well, originally the Ben Reilly and the symbiote were each $40 a piece. Not doing that, you know what I mean? And then Hobgoblin, Ben Reilly, Shocker, and Hammerhead all popped up for $22 a piece, overnight shipping. So I was like, all right, fuck it. And I bought the Ben Reilly, went on to the place where I had it pre-ordered, canceled one of my canceled the extra Ben Reilly, and then the next day I was like, you know what, screw it, I'm just gonna get the Spidey armor, Hobgoblin, and Shocker sent to me next day, and then I'm gonna cancel the case from the other place and add a Ben Reilly, because I can wait for him. I can wait for a second one, you know what I mean? And then I added 1 more symbiote. So I'm gonna get him probably late as shit. which I don't like because that's the figure out of this entire wave that I really, really want. You know what I mean? Like the Ben Riley figure looks great. I did shoot a video for him last night, but I was so drunk that I just went on like a drunk like. I didn't like the video, so I'm just gonna throw that away. You guys aren't gonna get that from me, all right? And then I said, screw it. I don't really need the hammerhead. You know what I mean? Like, I don't have a ton of the Spider-Man villains. I don't have a ton of Marvel Legends, period. But the majority of my Marvel Legends collection is just variants of Spider-Man. I am starting to pick up some of his villains, but he's just not that interesting. You know what I mean? I have the reissue Build-A-Figure Venom. I have one of the reissue Carnages, and then I have Marvel Shocker and Hobgoblin. I'd like to get the Green Goblin, but they just put him out, so it's going to be a while before they put out another one. I mean, he's not a... What's his face? The Illuminati guy where they're just giving us 100 of them in a row. You know what I mean? But anyways, down here we got an attention. Don't feed it small children. We got a China is asshole. Got the SKU over here. Got a Hasbro over there. So let's go ahead and get this figure out of the box, and we'll take a look at them. So with these cards, I don't normally collect boxes. But with these cards, I do kind of save them. I don't know if I'm going to keep them. I might end up just chunking them at one point or another. But for now, I'm kind of keeping a hold of them. So what I do to make the box look like it's not all jacked up is I take a really extremely sharp knife and I stick it in right down here at the bottom. Slice it all the way around to up here, about right there, and then I come back this way to about right there, and then that makes it to where you can open it up enough to get the insert out of there, and you'll be able to stick it back in there. And when it's hanging on the wall, it looks like it's still sealed. You know what I'm saying? Unless you look at it like that, it looks all good. I've seen other people cut the bubble. I don't know. I don't like that idea, so I do it the way I do it. You do it the way you want to do it. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. So here he is out of the packaging, and I think he looks pretty cool. I don't know anything about this variation of Spider-Man. I'm assuming it's Peter Parker that's in the armor. But to be perfectly honest, every time I see a Spider-Man, I just automatically assume that it's Peter Parker in the suit. Because basically just when I think Spider-Man, I think Peter Parker. Even though I know that's Ben Riley, when I look at it, I think Peter Parker. Don't know too much about the backstory of this, so I'm not even going to pretend. You guys would see straight through it anyways. So let's talk about what I'm disappointed in first, right off the bat. So first off, I'm disappointed that he only came with 2 sets of hands. And I'm also disappointed that he's not on the retro body. I'm assuming that this is a new sculpt. I don't think I've seen this variation on any other channel as far as like it's been released before. So I'm assuming that this is a new mold. And I'm really not sure why they wouldn't have molded it on the retro body, which I believe to be superior to the to every other body, to be honest with you. I may be biased because when I started collecting again, this was my first Spider-Man, and then once I picked up other Spider-Mans, which were the ones that you guys were probably collecting way before I was, and you're used to, I just felt disappointed, like they were inferior. You know what I mean? Uh, let's see. So hands, the paint is a bit off, but it's not horrible. I mean, these aren't Figma figures, although within the next what do we got, 3 years? In the next 3 years, these figures will probably cost as much as Figma figures, and Figma figures will probably cost as much as Hot Toy figures, and Hot Toy figures would probably cost about as much as an electric car or something. I don't know. But looks really cool. I do wish, I don't know how the design is supposed to be, but I honestly wish that they had made the outside of the eyes, I wish those were black with the inside being silver, because I just think it would work with the design better and be a little bit, I just think it would work better if the outside of the eyes were black and the inside were silver. Now, I might, if I find time to do that, I might go in there and do that, because I don't really care too much about the canon, because I don't know the canon. If I knew the canon, and then it would make a difference to me, you know what I mean? But it doesn't. This isn't Snake Eyes. I know the canon of Snake Eyes, so when they fuck with it, it kind of irks me unless it kind of makes sense, you know what I mean? So if I can find the time, I might go ahead and do that. Another thing is I might go in and line all the webbing with like a Copic or something. So like I said, the figure looks really nice. It does look really cool. I do like it. So even though I'm kind of trashing it a little bit, don't think that I hate it or anything. But I do see some paint defects. As you can tell, it's not lined up here on the right there on the shoulder pad. Right there, right there. I showed you that. What else did I see? I showed you something else too, but now I can't remember. You see right here on the belt how this is silver, but they left the black in there. That would have been nice if they had done it on the entire figure, but that's not what they chose to do. I also had seen, let me see, I need some more light. There was a spot where, it's right, is it on this hand? This hand. It's on this hand. See that? To me, what that says is the paint was wet and it got touched, and then they painted over it again. You know what I'm saying? To me, that's what that feels like, because I've done it. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what it is. See right there? There are definitely some paint issues right here. I think I saw a few more, but to be honest with you, when you put it on the shelf, you're not going to see it too much, except for like obvious ones like right there. So, fuck off figure. So yeah, if I get a chance, I might go in and fix those. The only problem that I'm seeing with that is trying to match the silver, because there's, believe it or not, there's a lot of different colors of silver. I might start with either doing the eyes or the lines. Because to be honest with you, if I do the outside of the eyes black and then go inside and do silver, if it doesn't really match all the rest of the silver, it doesn't matter all that much. But if that silver that I use there matches the rest of the silver pretty good, then I'll probably go in and start touching up all the other armor just to get it looking nice. Okay, so this is why I do not like this body. This is why I don't like this body. If you, the new body, you don't have that problem because your ab crunch is at the bottom and then you have a diaphragm cut. If the diaphragm cut isn't good enough for you, you can heat it up, pop it, and Dremel it out a little bit, get a little bit more. Another thing that I'm disappointed about is you're not getting that much up, and you're not getting that much down. It's on a barbell up here, and on these two figures, the way they kind of remedied it was they cut a groove right here to where that barbell would go back a little bit so you could get more up. Now, it did leave a lot of gapping that people don't like, but any acrobatic character, I think, needs to be able to look directly straight up. So my Snake Eyes and my Spider-Man, I want them to be able to look straight up, almost to where they look backwards. You know what I mean? So that's something I'm definitely going to have to clean up, probably, depending on how I decide to pose them. Because typically my figures, I pose them, I put them on my shelf, and they normally stay that way unless I decide to take pictures or something of them. So yeah, that definitely is going to need to be cleaned up. I'm not sure how much it's going to help because of the sculpt of the helmet, but hopefully I can do something with that. Yeah. So I do really like the way he looks, though. So as much as I'm complaining, I do like the way this figure looks. Okay, then you get this web effect, which is really cool. To be honest with you, out of all the Spider-Man that I have, the only one that I have that came with web effects is the Amazing Yamaguchi Black Iron Spider. And if you've seen those, they don't really look like spider webs all that much more. They look more kind of like spears or something. I don't know, but they do the job when you got them posed up and with the web effects. It tricks your eye into believing that it is web effects. I've just been making them out of wire. When I started doing this was during the tyrannical lockdowns, and all the white wire for some reason was sold out everywhere. I can't find it. I still to this day can't find the white wire in that gauge. So I've just been using silver, and I think it looks okay. Let's see. Do we need to say anything else? I mean, I suppose, you got the bicep cuts, you got the double elbows, the up and down on the on both sets of hands, waist swivel, ab crunch, bicep swivel, double jointed knees. You're gonna get about that much up there. Get that much down, which is pretty good. Got ankle pivot. Let's see. Forward kick to there. Backward kick to there. Let's see. Not that great outwards. And you get a T-pose for sure. So we are starting to go long, so I'm going to go ahead and cut it off here. Y'all have a good night. Y'all try to stay out of trouble. Y'all take it easy, all right? Peace.